Welcome to Rebel Morning Wood. I am your hostess with the mostest, IR girl. It is Monday morning. Yay! Let's make Mondays the new Fridays and just everybody get drunk. Tonight, not now. It's too early. Um, Lots going on this morning. Once again, Robert has bailed on me. He's not here. I know he'll say that he slept in. So I am actually going to nix all the stuff that he wanted to talk about because I'm a little disappointed. He had a lot of good stuff to talk about. I'm sorry that when he was on last, the show didn't go on too well because we had some audio issues on his end. And I was really looking forward to him coming back on, and I do not believe that that is going to happen. So I'm sorry, and maybe one day when he can get his ass up, he will be here. So yeah, I'm like I said, a little disappointed in him there. I'm actually trying to fix. My thing is screwy on here. Yeah, my it's really weird. All of a sudden, my computer's doing some weird things. So you have to excuse me. Hopefully, everybody can hear me just fine. Usually, I'll have somebody log in, so they'll be able to tell me because ever since they changed to the new format on the Twitch TV, your 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 channel page, I can't see. It never shows me everybody that's ever in channel, so I have no idea. So if you're coming to the channel and you're registered and you're in the chat, please say hi. It's always nice to talk to people. I'm gonna have to make this go out of the way because I can't see my screen. I use my Skype, which is what I use to call through to my XSplit to talk on Twitch. My Skype does not allow me to type in it anymore. I can't type. So I have to use another program. I use Trillion so that I can actually type to people because I can't use, but I have my Skype up so that I can see because the Trillion doesn't allow me to talk in my group chats and it won't pop anything up so that I can talk in them. I don't know, it's weird. So I have to use both programs, and the Trillion now has opened up the screen and it won't close. It's really weird. So I don't know. I'm not happy right now because I can't get it off my screen. And if I close it off, then I can't type. So anyhow, last night, if you are even not in, if you're into the gaming world of esports, if you're not into esports, I'm sure most of us watched it. I know there was a lot of people watching it. The Black Ops 2 League Play Tournament. Rico Impact won it. We watched last night. My kids didn't want to watch it, which was funny. I did because I think it's, you know, this literally gave anybody the opportunity at a chance for some big money. I mean, you didn't have to be an Optic Gaming member. You didn't have to be an envious member. Could have had a couple of you and your four friends said, "Hey, dudes, last tournament we did on here on Black Ops 2, we did really good. We in league play we ranked really high. Let's go for this money." Give the opportunity. Everybody kind of started at an even kill. Everybody that is any good at this had the opportunity um, to really go big, and so it was exciting to watch. You know, I'm probably from a generation that was kind of on the ground floor of video games. I remember going to my uncle's house. Gosh, I was probably about 8, maybe, going to his house, and in his living room he had built an end table, and it had the game Pong on it, and I was just to sit there and play it for hours. And I thought it was the most amazing thing I had ever seen. There was a game, a video game, in his end table. My uncle worked in Silicon Valley at the time when all of this video game stuff was just kind of on the internet and stuff was kind of on a groundbreaking level. And so he was all a part of that. And so to go to his house, he always had something built. um, in his home. And, that was my first experience with video games was Pong. People laugh about it, but it's true. So I don't know. I just to sit here and to be able so many years later to watch people play games and do it for money, I think is a wonderfully amazing thing. And not just the industry itself, not just the people who make the games, who make lots of money at it. I'm talking playing games. There's some that do it for a living. I mean, even you go on Twitch TV, some of these people have literally thousands and thousands of followers every day, and they game for 6 hours a day. Why? Because they're making good money at it. People are coming to Twitch TV to watch them play. There's something to be said for it. So, congrats to everybody that actually made it to the top 20. I mean, I think that's a feat in itself. I know I've tried to play. I can't play League Play. I love to play League Play. I can't play it by myself though, because I get too frustrated with the people that I am gaming with, because they're randoms, and a lot of times they don't know what to do. So just saying hi to Phil's fan, our our unofficial official community manager. So he just popped up a thing in chat saying hi. Um, but and because of him, I was able to shrink that box. Thank you, Phil. Phil's fan. Phil's not his name. I call him that because his name's Phil's fan. He's a Phillies fan, obviously, but so I call him Phil, and I always will for the rest of his life. He's just stuck with it. Um, but he asked, "How is it going?" I'm live on the air right now, so I just made a face at him. So like I said, congratulations to anybody who made the top 20. For anybody that makes it into the, I think it's platinum division there. I thought I turned the sounds off on this, and obviously I didn't because sounds keep popping up. So so excuse the sounds. But so for growing up playing games like Asteroids was my game in the arcade. That was my game. That's what I used to play all the time. I would get a pocket full of quarters and go to the arcade, and I would sit on Asteroids all day. That was my game. So for coming from that to being able to watch something, you know, on my Xbox and watch these young gentlemen make this much money at it is truly an amazing thing, and I support it and I promote it, and any game genre. If you can earn money at it and make a living, I mean, I think it's such a good thing. I think it's so amazing. I never thought in my life I would ever, be in a position where I would be telling my kids, high-fiving them for achievements in games. Um, because it's not just, gaming anymore. I've watched my kids play, and it started with my oldest, Robert. I used to scream at him to come up for dinner, and he'd tell me he couldn't because he was on SOCOM, and he was having a clan battle, and he couldn't come up, and I would be so pissed off. Or it would be, like, right before the weekend, he'd tell me to go to the grocery store. Mom, can you get me, God, what was it, Guzzlers? Those awful, or Gushers, those awful little gummy candies with the center. Oh my God, I'd get him like boxes of those 2 liters of freaking soda, and I wouldn't see him all weekend. He'd be downstairs. Probably there's going to be some people on here that have heard this story before. I have told it before many times. That, I finally went downstairs and sat on his couch, and I watched him play, and I listened to him play, and I listened to him direct people to give out calls to, it was very impressive to me. My son wasn't just playing a game. He wasn't just shooting people. He was directing people. He was part of a group that were working together to achieve essentially a win. And I was so impressed with him at that age doing that, that I think that's when it kind of turned I kind of changed, I think, my belief system in him spending so many hours gaming. I was really impressed. Not that my son didn't have any direction or anything, but to see my child in that kind of assertive role, um, as a parent, it was impressive. And that's why I tell parents, sometimes you need to just sit and you need to watch your children play, because it's more than just a game. It's strategy. It's knowing your team. And it is impressive. Maybe I'm easily impressed. I don't know, but to me it was, and that changed my mind about it. So forever I have supported gamers everywhere. You'll have to excuse the cats in the background. We have 3 new kittens, by the way, that are needing homes this week. So if anybody's in the Jersey area and wants 3 beautiful little kittens, or just one of them, let me know. Um, which brings me to my next topic of conversation. Last night, in watching the wonderful tournament on Xbox last night, I turned focus to Twitter, and I was disappointed to see somebody that I know, and I still consider him a friend. I'm not going to say I don't. I'm just going to say that, even with friends, you don't always have to agree with everything that they say and promote. He is somebody well known in the gaming industry. He holds a world record, which is a phenomenal feat. I've watched video of it. I didn't know him at the time, but I've watched video of it since then. Um, he holds a Guinness Book of World Records for I don't know if it was all of them, but I know it was drumming. That's the video that I watched. He did it on the hardest level for Rock Band, straight through. I think on the hardest thing, no mistakes, straight through. So that in itself is impressive. But last night he made a statement, and I caught it on Twitter. Actually got the screenshots up on the screen, so if you're in chat and you are watching, you'll be able to see them. But first, I want to see. This is what I want up first, and see if I get this up. Why do I not have his statement up here? Oh, that's because it's that one. The wrong one. There we go. This is from his Facebook page. He changed it, so now it's open. Anybody can see it. He made himself a public figure instead of a private Facebook page. I'm going to read his statement. He says, "I have been a supporter in everything video game related. To see my two favorite competitive games, Halo and Gears, dropped into the toilet is indeed frustrating. Competitive video games and esports are 2 different things. The word esports is a fancy term for corporate pro gaming competition. We hit the corporate site for video game competition, and now we have this one person calling the shots, claiming this and that game is esports. So basically, we will never see most of our games that we love. We'll never have presence in the competitive gaming unless you have the community step in and work from the ground up. This is what we have to look forward to. This is why Cyber is born." Now, I don't, we went to Twitter after that, and because that's actually where I first saw this, was on Twitter, and I do have that as well up here. I just got to try to get it in order of, let me see, I believe it's this one. All right, there it is. On Twitter, Robert says, "See, I look at it this way. Jersey Shore is #1 reality show of all time. COD is #1 console shooter for quotes esports." Nadeshot, he's from Optic Gaming, replied to him, "Your hatred towards Call of Duty is blinding. It's clear that you are not a true supporter of esports." I replied to the 2 of them, "Gamers should support all gamers in all. #WeAreOne." Robert replied to me, "I'll see that when I believe it. I mean that." And then there's another one. "I mean that I support gamers. I would bleed and die for gamers because of my passion for video games. However, I would not shed 1 inch for esports." Mark Julio, who is at Markman23 on Twitter, he is the community manager, and he finds all of the great teams. His sponsorship, the guy who runs everything sponsorship at Madcatz, replied back to all of us. I believe in gamers too. Let's make good things happen. Go for growth. Um, absolutely. And I don't, I think Robert frustrated me a lot last night, because it's a changing world, and COD is one of those games. My game of preference is Battlefield, but I'm not crying because I don't see Battlefield there as esports. But I think they are jumping on the bandwagon with Battlefield 4, and you know what? That's fine. Because you have to get with the Joneses, because if you don't, you're not going to make money. And sadly, whether Robert is blinded by the wholesomeness that he thinks is in this industry is about making money. And where he said that esports, you needed to, I'm going back through his, I'm going to go back and click on, um, you know, corporate pro gaming competition. You know, Optic Gaming, NVS, but they are a pro gaming circuit. But I think Robert, for me, I feel that, I look at these guys and I go, God, these guys are making money at something they love to do. And they've worked hard. They've played hours and hours of games. So what is the difference, Robert, from what you do and what they have done? The fact that you're making money at it too, just in a different way. How you cannot support gamers. It's kind of like, and I made a statement last night, and somebody said it was a really harsh statement, but I feel this passionately about it as he does. Not supporting gamers in whatever genre they play is kind of like parents not supporting their gay children because they are gay. You know, um, I won't support, he was, to me, he was so dramatic on Twitter last night about it. And like I said, he is my friend, but I'm allowed to disagree with him. And, everybody obviously is allowed their own opinions, but I'm also allowed to say why I disagree with him. Um, he's saying that he won't ever see any of his games that he loves become that relevant. Well, you know what? Somebody took the ball and ran with it, and Activision did. Treyarch did. Um, and if, you know, they gave an opportunity for four Joe Schmoes who probably sit around every day and play League Play together as friends, or whatever, every weekend they get up into the top 20 every League Play. And they gave them opportunity to go for the fucking gold, man. How more amazing is that? What an awesome feat for those guys to be standing up there last night, each of them winning $100,000 for playing a video game. How can you not applaud that? How can you not support that? I mean, I look at my kids, and if I thought they had a chance at making that kind of money, dude, I would be pushing the shit out of them into esports. And you know what? I think probably two of them could. Because I feel that they are that good. I've seen a lot of them. I've seen a lot of the better gamers, and I do believe that, my kids are that good. Obviously, they could use practice, but, it blows me away that you so strongly do not advocate it because you feel that. And I think, the part I have to pick out of his statement on his Facebook page is because his two favorite games, Halo and Gears, aren't there. But I can, what and if Robert wants to come on the show, if he can get up early enough and come on, or I'll do a nighttime show just to have him on. He says, to see my two favorite competitive games, Halo and Gears, dropped into the toilet is indeed frustrating. Well, whose fault is that? It's not Treyarch's fault that they took their game, Black Ops 2, and made it more of a competitive games to where, regular Joe Schmoes sitting at their house playing every weekend together could possibly make a crap load of money at it. Now anybody that made that top 20 is being, they could possibly have a chance to being sponsored by somebody and changing their lives. And I can't understand for the life of me why you think that's a bad game, because I bet you any amount of money that if Halo or Gears were in there, he wouldn't be bitching and screaming the way he is on Twitter. And that's exactly how I feel about it. You would have never seen this comment from him if this had been a tournament with Gears. Never. Never ever in a million years. He would be backing it. He would be freaking pushing it if Gears or Halo were there. And because it's not, that's why he has, I believe, the stance on it. And please, Robert, if you hear about this show and you want to come on, I'll do a special nighttime show and have you on, and we'll discuss this. So everybody can and kind of view your insight more on it. And like I said, don't get me wrong, anybody that's listening to the show, I've always supported Robert in everything that he's done. I do consider him a friend, but you don't have to agree with everybody, and I do not agree with his stance on this. I believe that because his two games aren't in the limelight right now, that's why he's pitching a fit. And, I just think that gamers everywhere should support. We're underdogs as it is. In the corporate world, I am in my 40s, and I have children, and I know other moms, and as mainstream as gaming has gone, I still cannot have a conversation with any mother around me, and they know what I'm talking about. What industry do you work in? When I say gaming, they look at me and they think I'm in the gambling industry. No, I did not say gambling, gaming. And I have to expand on that. I usually have to go, well, Xbox, PlayStation, and they look at me and they go, oh, like I have some horrible disease because it's just not a mainstream. You can't say that you work in the gaming industry. Now, on the developer side of it, you can say I'm a developer, I work on games, and then it's okay. But if you say that you work in the gaming industry and you play games, or, they don't get it. It's still a very shied upon thing. So I think that anybody that can make money on it, playing a game, kudos to them. I think we all need to support each other. It's just, it saddens me that Robert is so against it, when there's so many people that support each other and support him. And it's kind of like fighting a war. You don't have to believe in the war, but you know what? Support the people that are fighting it, because they need it. They need that support. So you don't have to believe in the genre, but support the gamers that play it, because you know what? This is a dream for so many people, and you even know that, Robert. This, it's just, how proud those guys must have felt standing up there last night, knowing that they played a game to win that money. That's, to me, still blows me away, and I think it's one of the most amazing things about our industry. So, like I said, I don't agree with Robert's stance on it. I was very disappointed in him. I let him know that on Twitter, and I think a lot of people were. But he's allowed his opinion, and he feels that way. But I think he feels that way because his games aren't there. If Halo or Gears had been in the spot last night, sitting up there on Xbox, and he probably would have been competing in it, but it would have been, you would never have seen the tweets come off of his Twitter feed like you did. So, I will actually have this up on, YouTube. Any responses in it, if Robert's out there listening and wants to come on, please. I know he's 3 hours behind me, so I'd more than happy do a Rebel Live show just to have him on and interview him, and to get his stance and kind of, I don't want him to feel that, I'm ganging up on him. I'm not, but it's definitely a topic that needs to be talked about, because he was, he has a lot of followers. He has a lot of, and that's the other thing. Just like in any industry, there are kids that idolize some of these professional gamers, and whether you like it or not, you are You are somebody being looked at by, a smaller generation of kids coming up in this. They talk about you. I've been in many chats on Xbox Live where I will listen to kids who are very young talk about pro gamers in such a fashion that, I don't even think they realize, what kind of relevance they have on people's lives. So when Robert goes on and he makes a statement like that, I think it's important that he understands that he is, there's a lot of a lot of smaller kids that follow him and that believe in him, and so I think that's also a big deal, because I think this world has too many haters. Here we go. I'm going to step on my soapbox. And we really do. We really do need to support each other. That's why I hate seeing hatred between girl gamers. Again, girl gamers unite, gamers unite all together, period. It's such a hard industry to be in. And, you don't hear many kids going, Mom, when I grew up, I wanted to be a professional gamer because I think their parents might smack them. But you can now. You can actually, kids can say that and they can strive for it as long as they have the parents to push them and promote them and help them get to those smaller tournaments so that they can get there. Then it is possible. It's a possible dream now. It's attainable. And for us not to support each other in it, no matter what game you are playing, no matter what genre you are playing, it's stupid, ridiculous, and it's moronic. And so, I think it was a very stupid comment for him to make. Because his games aren't there. And it's in his statement, because his games aren't there, he doesn't support it. But if they make Gears an esport, you know what? You better watch out, Robert, because I'm going to be the first person spinning your wheels on that one. And that is my 2 cents on that. And I am going to step off of my soapbox about that topic. Like I said, Robert's allowed, please, I'll even shoot him a message and let him listen to the show if he would like to. Like I said, I like Robert. I think he's a great gamer. I've watched him game. But so if he wants to come on and talk about it, and we can go from there. I'd be more than happy to do a Rebel Live at night so that he's able to come on and say his piece. And I guess as for I don't even think there's a whole lot of news out there today for, game studios. It's still pretty much the same news all over the place. Except I just saw this. Um, a little bit of, you guys, I like to wrap up the show kind of with a little bit of news. I like to go over it. In China, you can pay girls to play video games with you. Young women working for a bar or a beer company dress in relatively skimpy outfits to drink with and to entertain bar guests. This type of service is now moving towards video games in China. So, not only can you, I don't know, it's already hit in the West, but it seems this type of service is now moving towards the video game world in China. According to People's Daily, this gaming companion service is a recent thing in China. The service comes in 2 different types. The first type is a promotion, and the other you pay. In the promotion category, a game company offers a promotion where players can play games with pretty ladies. For a pay service, gamers can pay for companions to play online games with them. What this comes down to is that Chinese players are paying to play with companions online and playing to play with companions in person. And the service is geared towards male gamers. It says, and I don't want everybody doing this, but I know you're going to. And this is on Kotaku.com. It says, if you do a quick search for the phrase gaming companion, it brings up girls looking cute to solicit gamer clients. And it should be noticed that that MM in China refers to younger sister, Mei, which is also a term often associated with sex workers. Alrighty. Well, very little interesting tidbit today. Don't go search that, and I mean it. So, I think, like I said, I'm going through the news real quick, gonna wrap it up. There's a whole bunch of bad shit. So I'm not going to even go into that as, why. But I would like to scold Robert again for not showing up. So, um, bad, Robert. Bad. Um, and I guess also in the coming weeks, look for some new writers on staff. I've already signed up kid Tommy. He's our sports guy. Neil's coming on board with us as well. I have a couple more in the works. So, looking forward to some new writers on staff. A big change for Rebel Gaming going to Rebel Media, and that's it. I am going to wrap this show up, make it short and sweet today. A big topic, and I think I'm going to shoot that email out to Robert and see if he would like to come on the show and talk about why he feels so strongly about his stance in esports. It's Monday. It's supposed to be an amazing weather day here on the East Coast, hitting low 70s today. So I am going to be outside. And everybody have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.